This involves a sword duplication glitch. You're going to need to go into your zombies loadout, make a duplicate of your melee. In order to do this, you need to have a skin applied to the melee. So apply a skin, create a duplicate, and equip it. You then need to go into your multiplayer loadouts, find that duplicate you created, and delete it. You then need to make a duplicate of a gun with no attachments on it. Don't equip it. You'll know you've done this right when you go back to your zombies loadout and that gun is in your melee slot. Now jump into game, just play until round 10 and you get your stamp. At this point you get your lion sword and you're going to want to unlock the door, just killing the 4 parasites and hitting the door. If you enter, you can lock yourself into the glitch now. If you want, you can progress the round even further, get all the perks you want. If you want to do the PhD glitch, do the Easter egg. Once we're down here, it's easy peasy. You just run up to the pedestal, place your sword. Before the timer shows up, shoot a symbol. Doesn't matter what the symbol is. You see, I'll shoot a correct one. I just keep shooting for good measure. But once you've shot a symbol, the timer will never come up and you're just locked into the glitch. Easy peasy. Since we did the sword duplication glitch, you have a sword while you're down here. Just make sure you've done it before round 20 so that it's still one-shots and that you've bought melee macchiato before you entered the room. Or else you're gonna be hurting. You can save and quit though and just repeat this super easily. Now I didn't end the round before I entered the room, so when I save and quit and loaded back in, I had to repeat the steps of hitting the parasites and hitting the door 4 times. So then when I go back into the room, I just do the exact same thing of putting the sword down and shooting a symbol before it even has time for the timer to pop up. It's easy, you're locked in once again. And now here's the other method. If for whatever reason the first one wasn't working for you, run up to the pedestal and just spam your interact key. Since we have multiple swords from doing the duplication glitch at the beginning of the video, this will cause multiple sets of symbols to start flying out. Shoot a couple wrong ones, do whatever you want. You're pretty much just waiting until you get kicked out of the room at the end. And this is essentially just like the first method, but with multiple sets of symbols flying around. You get kicked out, you just gotta end the round. At the beginning of the next round, you'll be able to re-enter. And then once we re-enter the room, we'll see that the symbols are all still floating around, just like the pre-patch method. All you gotta do now is shoot some wrong symbols to increase the zombie spawns to whatever you like. Again, more than 10 becomes redundant, but if you're doing the fire sword throwing method, they blow up for you. If you're doing the PhD flopper method, make sure you've got stamina up. I'll include the PhD flopper Easter egg, as well as the way to bring the fire sword in here at the end of this video. So the last couple of minutes of this is just going to be junk. Thank you everybody for watching up to this point. If you need extra help, keep on watching. The macros for the methods will be included. Thank you. You're going to find this bottle over by the Pack-a-Punch machine. You're going to find this bottle over by the Stamina Up machine. And you're going to find this bottle in the corner by the 4 bastards. Go back to spawn, go into the bar, interact with the tray, and play a little matchy game until you get the perk. Editor mode with headphones on here. Make sure you're doing this in the middle of a round or at the beginning of the round. If not enough zombies exist on the map, then it'll bug out and you won't get the perk. This macro works for me. It may not work for you. You may need to tune it a little bit. Just make sure you're running far enough back because over time you will progress forward if you're not getting to at least the top of the stairs. Once you're at round 10, the zombies that drop the stamps will spawn. You want to use it on the Dragon Knight and then complete the steps to get the upgrade. You really just have to run to these 3 different spots and then bring the fire you're holding back to where you laid the sword down to upgrade. You do need to have done the second method in this video. To do this method, you need to juggle the fire sword and the lion sword all the way back to the lion sword room. If you get into the room and you're holding the fire sword, you're not going to be able to put the lion sword on the pedestal. You want to keep a crawler or a single parasite so that you can juggle these goddamn swords all the way across the map. This is terrible. Terrible! The hard part about this is getting the swords all the way across the map. But once you've done it, end the round and juggle your swords so that they don't despawn. Once the door lights up again, you need to be holding your lion sword. Open the door, there's a little bit of an audio cue, but as soon as you interact with that door, turn around and pick up the fire one, you'll be able to enter with the upgraded fire sword. Standing as close to exactly in this spot that I am is very important, so do your best, but I don't think you'll die. Here's the macro on screen now. I'll let this play out for a little bit so you can see what's happening. You'll notice during this as well that the sword explosion, if you will, shout out Borderlands players, it's blowing up the wrong symbols as well. So you never got to worry about shooting more symbols. You can be certain that the maximum amount of zombies are always spawning.